Friends, this is a channel about real life. No sugarcoating, no lies, only men's stories full of struggle, betrayal, and loss. It's about those who life knocked down, but who still found the strength to rise and keep going. If you seek honesty, strength, and inspiration, you're in the right place. Liam was born in a small town in Indiana. He was the only child in the family. His father worked at a factory, and his mother managed the house and a small farm. He learned independence from an early age. He helped his parents from morning till night, feeding chickens, mowing the grass, fixing the fence. He followed his father's example, who always said that life depends only on yourself and no one will do your work for you. Liam obeyed and dreamed of his own life in the future. He loved reading books about people who achieved success and imagined himself among them. At school, he was not a top student, but he was diligent and persistent. He helped classmates, prepared projects, performed on stage. He was fascinated by technology, construction, and anything related to repair. He spent hours in his father's garage trying to create his own items from wood and metal. He dreamed of having his own workshop and that one day his work would become known. He graduated from school with honors and decided not to go straight to university, but to work a little to earn money and gain experience. He got a job at a factory working in assembly departments. It was physically hard but gave him valuable experience. He observed processes learned from senior workers, how to organize people and manage work. He realized that besides technical knowledge, communication skills and self-confidence are important. At 22, Liam decided to take a risk and start a small construction company. He rented a small space, bought tools, and started looking for his first clients. His team consisted of 3 friends from school. They were loyal and willing to work tirelessly. First, there were few orders. He worked from sunrise to sunset, but each day gave him a feeling that he was on the right path. His first projects were small repairs and wooden furniture. He received praise and recommendations from clients, which helped grow the company's reputation. Within a year, he already had a dozen employees and small contracts in neighboring towns. He felt proud that he was building his life with his own hands. He began investing in new tools and vehicles for work. He dreamed of large projects and big houses. In his personal life, Liam met Kate, a young teacher who taught children at the local school. She supported his dreams and was there in moments of joy and difficulty. They married 2 years later and soon had a son, Thomas, and a daughter, Emily. Liam was happy and felt that, finally, life was shaping up as he always dreamed. He had no doubt that he could provide for his family and achieve great heights. But life always has unexpected turns. The construction market suddenly fell. The country's economy faced a crisis. Banks stopped giving loans and large clients refused contracts. Liam did everything to keep the company. He fought with every order, personally supervised the team's work, sold his own belongings to pay employees. He stayed up at night calculating money, thinking how not to lose the business. He felt pressure and fear, but pride did not allow him to show weakness. Kate began to doubt if they could survive the difficulties. She loved stability and comfort, and her fears grew along with debts. Liam tried to explain that everything would be fine, that they needed to fight, but she could not endure and left, taking the children, leaving Liam alone in a large, empty house. The smell of the children and her things was everywhere. He felt emptiness and pain. His heart was broken, but he could not stop. He knew the company was on the brink of bankruptcy and had to act. Debts grew. Competitors took advantage of the crisis, and Liam's small company began to collapse. Banks refused to extend loans. Orders disappeared. Tried to negotiate, but no one wanted to help. He sold property to pay employees, but it helped little. Everything was heading towards total collapse, and Liam felt he was losing control over life. His body was tired and soul broken. Liam remained alone in the large, empty house. The smell of empty rooms reminded him of losses. Every step seemed heavy. He looked at the walls where children used to laugh and felt the cold filling his heart. He tried to sleep, but thoughts spun endlessly. He remembered joyful moments, When Kate cooked dinner, when Thomas showed his first drawing, and Emily laughed from the heart, now there was only silence tearing the soul. He began drinking, at first just to sleep, then to forget. He drank a bottle of vodka every night, and more during the day. He tried to find at least a moment of peace, but it never came. His body weakened. Hands trembled. Legs barely held him. His heart beat heavily. He got lost in time. Days merged with nights. He did not know what day it was. He did not remember the last time he ate properly. His clothes were torn and dirty. The room was cluttered with empty bottles and food wrappers. He became a stranger to himself. One evening, he sat on a bridge looking at the dark water beneath him. He thought about the end and felt relief at the thought, closed his eyes and listened to the wind and the noise of cars, feeling that this was the last moment of freedom from pain and sorrow. But then he heard a quiet voice nearby. "Hey, friend, are you okay?" Liam opened his eyes and saw an old homeless man in a dirty coat with a backpack. He looked at Liam calmly and said, "Not everyone standing at the edge of a bridge looks alive like you do." That word sparked a flicker in Liam's heart. He suddenly felt that not everything was lost. Maybe there is a chance. Maybe life is not over. He started taking small steps. The first day he cleaned his room, rearranged the old bed, put things in place, started throwing away empty bottles, gradually cleaned the mess. He felt light pain in his muscles, but it was the first sign of life. He tried to eat better and feel warmth in his stomach, and his body responded with a small feeling of strength. Next days he walked more, ran in the park streets. He felt the cold, but the feeling of movement gave him strength. He went to meetings and support, centers for people with addictions. There he saw he was not alone. Others also fall and rise again. He listened to their stories and realized falling is not the end. He began to feel hope and slowly gain strength. He found a job as a loader at a construction store. The work was hard, but every day he felt changes in body and mind. Morning runs, strength exercises, helped restore body and spirit. Each day he grew stronger. Small victories gave faith that life could be changed. Liam began keeping a journal, writing thoughts and emotions. Realized that strength comes through struggle. He started talking to other people who faced difficulties, sharing his experience, supporting those who lost faith. His words inspired those who thought life was over. He felt purpose and meaning in helping others. Each positive change in someone's life added faith in his own future. He started trying new projects, small repairs at neighbors and friends, restoring old furniture. This brought money and reminded him of former dreams. He felt that he could build again and felt the taste of work. He dreamed of his own workshop and big projects, but this time without rush, step by step. He felt everything was in his hands. His body became strong, back straight and gaze confident. He began smiling at people on the streets and got smiles in return. This feeling of mutuality gave strength. He realized that even after the greatest fall, you can feel life's joy and change comes only through action. He began participating in local marathons. At first ran short distances, then longer and harder. Felt how the body gains endurance and the spirit strengthens. He conquered himself. Each kilometer became a symbol of victory over fears, doubts, and sadness. He felt pride that he did not give up and continued to fight. His story began to inspire others. In the park, at trainings and competitions, people began asking for advice, and Liam helped them wholeheartedly. His words of support and example became a model for those who thought life was over. He realized that his fall and struggle now benefit others, and that he could change the world by example. He decided to start a small furniture restoration and house repair business. At first, orders were small, then bigger, thanks to perseverance and excellent quality. His name became known in the town. People trusted Liam and recommended him to friends. He felt that he could create something meaningful again. and that his skill had value. He began traveling to competitions in neighboring states, felt how during races his body becomes stronger and heart more open. He saw people who also experienced hardships and tried to find strength to continue living. His story inspired them, and he realized that every step was important, not only for him, but for those who follow his example. In the evenings, he wrote in a diary about victories and defeats, and realized that the most valuable thing was the change inside himself. He became more confident, stronger, and more patient with himself and others. His voice became clear and confident. He began giving advice to young people and organizing support groups for those who fall and do not know how to rise. His life began changing in all aspects, physically, psychologically, socially. He received new job offers and contracts. His business grew. He again felt he could influence the world around him. Each small victory turned into major achievements. He began dreaming even bigger and bolder. Liam stood on a large stage in a hall filled with thousands of people. He looked at the faces of the audience and saw hope, sorrow, and the desire to fight. His heart beat steadily and strongly. He felt that every word was important. Every look could inspire and give strength to those who once thought they fell forever. True strength is not in never falling, he said quietly and confidently. True strength is in rising after falling. The audience applauded, standing. People cried, laughed, hugged. Liam felt that everyone present understood his words, and that his struggle was not in vain. He knew that falling and suffering turned him into a person capable of changing others' lives by example. He continued traveling across the country, speaking at conferences and on TV. His book about falling and revival became a bestseller. Thousands of copies sold quickly, and letters from people filled his heart with warmth and pride. Letters from those who overcame alcohol, restored relationships with children, found work and faith in themselves. Liam began organizing marathons for people who experienced crises and addictions. He opened support groups, created training and learning centers for those who fell and didn't know where to start. His life became an example that after the darkest times one can rise, become strong and happy. His business grew steadily. He again had a team of employees and new major projects. His workshop became known and brought satisfaction. He learned to appreciate small joys. Every day was a victory over the past and over himself. He felt gratitude for everything he had gone through. Liam knew that true wealth was not in money and fame, but in the ability to change other people's lives. He became a symbol of strength, courage, faith in oneself, resilience, and revival. His story inspired not only his own country, but people worldwide. He received letters, videos, and messages from those who lost hope and found it thanks to his example. His legacy was not only in books, business, or marathons, but in the people he inspired in hearts and souls. He left a mark that would never disappear, and knew that even after the darkest moments, one could become better, stronger, and happier. Liam stood at the peak of his life and looked into the future. He smiled and realized that falling was not the end.